Hi guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel and my first ever YouTube video. As we're all in lockdown in the UK at the moment, I thought I'd just use my time wisely and film my go-to glam makeup look. I do get asked a lot by clients about makeup and how to do things, and I wanted to YouTube for such a long time but just haven't got the guts to do it. So now I thought, like I say, as we're all in lockdown, got time on our hands, why not do it now? So yeah, so if you want to just see this look, keep on watching. Thanks guys. Hi guys. Right, okay, so I usually start off cleansing my skin and then moisturising. So I've used The Ordinary both for the cleanser and moisturiser for that. Then I like to just pop a bit of lip balm on, just anything will do. And then I've primed with Smashbox Photo Finish Primer because it's like sort of a silicone base, so it does absorb into the pores a little bit. And adds kind of like a second skin, so I like to use just a little bit of that around sort of the centre of my face really. And then I go in with foundation. I tend to usually use the L'Oreal Flammable. It's cheap, it's, you know, it's good, does what it says on the tin. I go with 2 shades usually, mix them together to try and get a perfect shade. If like I'm slightly darker tanned, you know, to go out for a night out, I usually use the Milani 2-in-1 because that's really good as well, really full coverage, and I really like that one. But today, because I've not fake tanned, couldn't be asked to tell you the truth, I'm gonna use the L'Oreal. So I usually just do like 1 pump of the Ivory and then 1 pump of the Honey. A slightly smaller pump of the Honey because, like I say, I'm not as tanned. Some people like to put it straight onto the skin. I just put a pump on each on my, I use a beauty blender, damp beauty blender. I don't know what I used to use before a beauty blender because they're just the best, so each to personal preference, but I prefer these. So I'm just gonna lightly dab it all around. Just move my hair out of the way. And lovely that I've broken out at the moment. I was okay a few days ago, but sod's law. So just dab that, and as you see, it's quite a nice coverage. Okay, so that's all blended in nicely, quite covered quite well. But also I do have some quite dark circles under the eyes. So then I go in with Revolution Concealer, the Conceal and Hydrate in C5, and I just literally take that straight from the doe-foot, put it straight under a nice big wad under the eyes, and then I just take it slightly down the sides of my nose as well, and then a little bit on the chin, Cupid's bow, down the centre of my nose and the centre of my forehead, and then I just blend that in then with the opposite side of the beauty blender and start on the sort of smaller areas first and then work my way to under the eyes. Okay, and as that's all blended in, it's definitely made my under eyes a lot brighter. And then I go in for a bit of cream contour using the Revlon, again, love Revlon, the foundation sticks, and I'm going in F11 for this one. You can go a bit darker, like I say, if you have fake tanned or just generally a darker skin tone. I'm just going to place it like a little line, both sides, just slightly above where my natural crease in my cheek is, and then just tiny bit on my forehead, slightly a little bit under the chin area, just to, you know, try and hide that double chin. And then also I like to go down both sides of my nose to, you know, try and help whatever I can with the situation of a nose. You know, it's not miracles, but we can help it. And then I'm just going to go in with a it's actually a contour brush from Real Techniques, and I just buff that in all over. So just start on chin area, just blend that down the neck then as well. And it should help give you a bit more of a jawline. Okay, and then I just blend this up towards the temples. Try not to take it too far down, otherwise it can sort of look a little bit muddy and defeats, you know, kind of the object really. Okay, get some in the way. But it just gives your face a bit of dimension, because obviously once you put all your foundation and concealer and everything on, this will just bring back the shape of your face, so you're not, you know, a flat pancake, or in my case, look like a thumb. So yeah. Blend that in and then take it down the sides of my nose. I mean, you don't always have to do a nose contour, but I think it just ties it all in. And whatever I can do to help my nose, I are gonna do it. Okay, so you can see, nicely blended. I mean, you can go back in then with your beauty blender if you feel like, you know, it's a little bit harsh, a little bit strong. There's no really mistakes in makeup, which is what I quite like. It's always easy to correct it. It's not like a painting where, you know, if you make a mistake, you know, that's it then. You have to redo it all again. I think so. Don't be afraid to just play about with it, really. And like I say, if you make a mistake, you can always kind of correct it, which is what I love. Okay, I'm just going to go in and set that, my face, under eyes mainly. I'm usually quite dry, so I don't really need to have too much powder on, but like say if you're going out and stuff, you know, you're going to get a bit hot and sweaty dancing. So yeah, you need a bit of powder. I'm using at the moment the Laura Mercier. Everyone hypes about this. I love it. It is amazing. But for like a drugstore alternative, I love the original RCM makeup. I mean, look how much you get. It's like £13 and it comes in, it's not great, you know, bottle, but I just tap it into like another lid and then just use that. But it's great, really love it. So you can get that as well if you'd like. But yeah, I'm just going to tap a bit of the Laura Mercier. I'm going to go with another beauty blender, but a dry one. Just dab that under and then just essentially bake under my under eyes. And both these powders as well don't necessarily have the you know, the flashback, but you get a nice white sheen under your eyes when you take a photo, so it's also great for those selfies. I also just take it down the sides of my nose, because like I say, I'm generally quite dry, but my nose area is just one oily bitch, so, and also my chin area as well. Just like I say, most problematic area for me, so I just like to add a little bit more. And then I just get a nice big fluffy brush, just take off the excess that's left in the lid, and then just dust that all around the rest of my face, just slightly. And some people like to bake for quite a while. Sometimes I do, but not always. If I'm in a rush, I just generally just don't bother, dust it away straight away pretty much. But yeah, you can bake for a little bit longer to help really set that concealer. And as you can see, it's really just sort of mattified everything, blended it all in together. Okay, now I'm going to go in with a bit of bronzer just to emphasise the cream bronzer, just Hoola, Benefit Hoola. Who doesn't love this? I don't know. Take the brush from the packet. And I quite go ham with a bit of bronzer. I just love that sort of bronzed, glowy look. Going down the sides of my nose. You know, try and help whatever I can. Down the neck. Yeah, and just make sure it's all nice and blended really. I like this brush because it's kind of like a straight. So I just go in slightly with the straight, just get right in there and then just blend out on the top. And as you can see, it just sort of gives a bit of dimension again to the face. Then I go in with Revolution Rachel Leary palette. I mean, very much well loved because you can't even see the writing on it anymore. And this is a great palette because it's got your eyeshadows and like your face stuff as well. So I love, as you can see, I've run out of highlighting almost pretty much. But I love it's like a shimmery bronzer, quite new to shimmery bronzer, but I'm really loving it. So I just take a angled brush, this is just a brush from like Superdrug actually, and then just lightly go over. I mean, I don't do this every time, I mean this is generally more for like nights out, but it just gives you a nice like glow as well to the skin, and who doesn't love glowy skin, especially in the summer. And then I'm also going to take the blush from this palette as well, just on a slightly smaller, this is a no name brand brush, just anything, just slightly smaller, and just dust it, smile, on the apples of my cheeks. I was never always a fan of blush, but I do kind of think it just ties everything in together, which is nice. And then I sometimes use this highlighter, but I find if I'm more, it's quite a sort of whitey highlighter, so if I'm more bronzed than that, I tend to go in with the Anastasia Glow Kit. Again, very much loved. I like to buy some things high-end, but as you can see, I'll just use the hell out of them, so worth the money then, I think. And I just go in with the top 3 shades really, just mix that in with a Morphe M501, sorry. Ugh. And it's just sort of more like a fluffy tapered brush, and then just the high points, bam, of the face. Again, it's just so glowy. Down the centre of my nose, Cupid's bow, a little bit on the chin, just like a C motion really, up around the top of the brow, just where the sun would naturally like sort of hit you. Okay, and that's pretty much the face base done. And then I'm just going to go in with the Revolution Fix-In Spray, the Sports Fix. This is really good. Love a good spritz of that. And it's also really good like if you're getting really hot, you know, if you're having, you know, a glass of wine by your side while you're getting ready, getting a bit hot and sweaty, that's great to just cool you down a bit. And then it just takes away any sort of like leftover powderiness, you know, helps you not to look so cakey. And then I move on to the brows. These days I don't generally do a lot to my eyebrows because I personally tint. I usually used to, when we could, do the brow lamination and then just a tint, and I would literally honestly need to not put anything in my brows, just like a brow gel just to hold them in place. But at the moment, obviously being in lockdown, I've been able to tint my brows at home, so I'm just brushing them up to get that sort of fullness, and generally they're not too bad. But I'm just going to go in with I've used the Wet n Wild pencil, brow pencil. It's got a spoolie on the one side, which is cool, and then it's quite a fine nibbed. I use that in, I think it's taupe. Yeah, taupe, for more obviously a lighter shade. There you can see me, yeah. I just go slightly under the brow first, just to get that shape. Extend my tail a little bit, because I don't have much of one. And then just lightly brush up like hair strokes through the brow. And then just downward strokes for the tail. And again, you don't have to be too precise for this, because I always like to clean up my brows with a bit of concealer anyway. So that is literally all I do at the moment. Just try and keep them quite natural looking, to be honest. And then I'll go through on this. Okay, that's my brows done. And it's so much quicker and easier. I mean, I used to spend hours on my eyebrows, but there's just no need for it, seriously. So then I just go in with MAC concealer. I can't even remember the shade of this, it's wiped off. And then just a small detail brush, and I'm just gonna go in and just carve out my eyebrows. I only like to do this underneath. I don't really tend to go in over the top, just because I still like them a little bit fluffy up top. And then I just get my finger, and this acts as like my eyeshadow base as well. Just mattifies, neutralises all them sort of reddy tones that I have on my eyelids. As you can see, it looks a bit cray-cray now, but once I put eyeshadow on, you'll see. And then there were two. Okay, so for the eyeshadow, I don't generally then set that. Just try and work quite quick with it. I go in with Life's the Drag. How cool of a palette is that? Really holographic. It wasn't too expensive actually either, but it's got a good shade range. Like, you've got your brights, your bright colours, and then you've got your nice neutrals, and then you've got a couple of shimmers as well. So I think it's an all-round a good palette. So I'm just going to go in then with a Zoeva 224 Luxe Definer Crease. I love these kind of brushes, just because, fucking hell, I'm shit at this. Just because it's just nice and fluffy at the top, not tapered. And I'm just gonna go in with Sickening, which is quite a light brown shade, and just go in and dust that in the crease ever so slightly. And you can also take your bronzer shade. I do that a lot as well if I can't be bothered to get like my palette out. Just use your bronzer, and just slightly keep going windscreen wiper motions back and forth. And just be quite light-handed as well. Don't just go in ham. Lighter the better, I feel. And then you can just connect that then to your lower lash line. And then it gives you that sort of like V effect. Yeah, and you just go back in a couple of times just till you get to a little bit of colour payoff. Okay, like so. And then I'm going to go in then with just a smaller tapered brush, and this is the Zoeva Luxe Crease 228. And then I'm going to go in with a dark shade of brown called Hunted. I'm just going to concentrate that more on the outer like V of the eye. And it just deepens it up ever so slightly. And then to make sure it's all blended, I like to go back in with the first brush. Blend that all out. like so. Okay, and then once I've done that, I'm going to go in with the gold shade there and just take my finger, as you can see, really nice pigment, and then just go in on the eyelid. I find shimmers like this generally work better with your finger than a brush, and they don't like fall out on your face as much. You can also use like a setting spray or setting adhesive. Oh, voila. I'll just zoom you in a bit actually. Not that you want to see these bad boys up close, but okay, as you can see. And then I'm just going to go back in with that brush before and just make sure everything's seamless, blended. You can also go in with a brush with no product over it, just to blend out any harsh lines. Okay, and that's pretty much my easy like eye look. It's literally taken me 2 minutes, so I'm just going to do the other side and then come back. Okay, and that's the 2 eyes done. So I'm just going to zoom back out a bit because that's freaking me out. A bit too up close and personal there. Right, so yeah, then I tend to do a winged liner. I love wing liner. Not everyone is, you know, the best at it, and nor am I at times. It is so hard, I tell you. But I've been doing it since I was like 13 years old. I get so many clients from work asking me like, how'd you do it, how'd you do it? And I'm like, literally, it's just practice like anything else. Just sit there when you've got a bit of time on your hands and just give it a go. And then it doesn't matter then if it looks silly, because you can just wipe it off, you're not going anywhere. So that's what I always say, like, if you have any free time, obviously now we have a lot of free time in the lockdown period. So just get practicing it, literally. There's nothing to lose. So I'm just going to go in with a Wet n Wild liquid liner. I tend to like the brushes more than I do like a felt tip or anything like that. So I'm just going to zoom in. Whoa! Okay. So I generally start, can you even see that? Okay. And I can't talk while this is being done, sorry. Eyeliner literally smells fear, I tell you. So yeah, just draw literally a straight line first over the lash line. Get to the end, so then you've got a nice straight line over your lash line there, as you can see. And then I just go in, draw a line up there, sort of you want to get it to the end towards your brow there, and then just come back in and make a triangle like so. And then I'm just going to dip my brush in again, get some more product, and just fill that triangle in. Shit, that was totally out of frame, sorry. Yeah, so I just do that, connect it up. Okay, and then as you can see, I've just gone in with a bit of mascara on my top lash. It's just a thin coating, but this is really good lash mascara. The Maybelline Falsies. Really recommend it. It doesn't like transfer, it doesn't like melt. It's got a nice good size wand on it too, so definitely recommend that. And then while that's drying, I generally then go in underneath the lash line, just to give a little bit of definition. Go in with more of a, can you see that, flat brush there. Go back in with the shade that I was using on the lid, and just take it under the lash line there, just to like connect it all up. And does anyone else gapingly open their mouth when they're doing that? Right, okay. Time for falsies. Okay, I also like to go in with a bit of highlighter with a small sort of tapered brush. This is a Zoeva Luxe pencil, and just go in with the tear duct there. It just really sort of like brightens up your eye. Makes you look a bit more awake. Can you see a difference? Perhaps not, but I mean it's just very subtle. And I like to do this sometimes even when I haven't got any like just eye makeup on, just a little bit of pop of that. I don't know, it just puts the look together. And then also a little bit up just underneath the arch of the brow bone. Just because, you know, and just slightly down the centre of the nose, trying to make it any smaller without a nose job, please. Okay, and then for falsies, I like to go in with Girls with Attitude. You can buy these in Primark, Superdry, wherever. They're really quite cheap, £3, as you probably already saw. I've just popped some glue on those, and I've gone in with the Duo Lash Glue. I swear by this stuff, best eyelash glue ever. And I use a pair of tweezers. But while that's like drying, you want to leave the glue on there for 30 seconds to a minute really, to let it get a bit tacky. So I'm just going to go in my lips. Again, another Primani purchase, lip liner in the colour Velvet Touch. So I'm just going to line my lips. And I do like to slightly just overline, because a girl can't afford lip fillers. And slightly the one side more than the other because I have a wonky lip. Okay, then I'm going to go in with my ultimate favourite, MAC Velvet Teddy. Loves it. As you can tell, I do it all out. And that lip liner from Primark's perfect colour match for your hair. And there you go. Right. Okay, how we're back. I'm very zoomed in, but I'm going to pop the lashes on now. So I'm just going to show you how I do this, if I can keep it in frame. So I usually use a pair of tweezers, pinch it in the middle. Like I say, waiting for the glue to dry for a good minute or so. I like to pop it in quite upright, like that, in the middle first, and then pull in the corners. So I'll try that now and show you how I do. But again, this is just practice. So you can see. And there you go. I mean, the glue will set dry and won't be white. But I like these lashes because they're quite easy, nice flexible, bland to put on. And we're back in the room. And look at the difference. That's just crazy. Okay guys, and that is the finished look. Like I say, just a nice go-to glowy, bronzy, glam look. I also just added a bit of the Jouer lip gloss in Saint-Tropez on top, just to give, you know, a bit of a glossy lip. But if you don't want glossy, then you can just leave it as it was with the matte lipstick. So that's it. Okay guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe. I'll try and leave all products in the description bar below, and hopefully see you again soon. Thanks guys, bye.